The movie begins by telling us about the Eurydice, an ancient alien race that once ruled the universe with technology far beyond human understanding. These aliens dominated the galaxy for countless years, but then, mysteriously, they became extinct. However, it is said that before they vanished, the Eurydice hid many of their secrets and advanced technology inside a vault located on a planet called Pandora. When the Eurydice lived on Pandora, it was a peaceful and serene place. But after they disappeared, the planet became a target for criminals, corporations, and gangsters, all in search of the rumored vault. Their greed and violence destroyed Pandora, turning it into a chaotic and dangerous battleground. Despite all their efforts, no one has ever found the vault. According to a prophecy, a daughter of the Eurydice will one day arrive, open the vault, and restore their rule over the universe. After this introduction, the story shifts to a space station near Earth, where a massive explosion suddenly occurs. This space station belongs to Atlas, the most powerful man in the galaxy, and his daughter Tina lives there. Amid the chaos, a soldier named Roland breaks through the station's security, kidnaps Tina, and escapes with her. A psycho named Krieg also joins the group. From here, the story shifts to another planet where we meet a bounty hunter named Lilith. Lilith is smart, powerful, and incredibly cunning. We first see her sitting in a bar, having just captured a man, when Atlas's men arrive to speak with her. They inform Lilith that Atlas's daughter, Tina, has been kidnapped and taken to the planet Pandora. Atlas wants Lilith to find Tina and bring her back. Initially, Lilith refuses the job, but she changes her mind when she learns she'll be paid a lot of money. Atlas gives Lilith a special device, instructing her to activate it as soon as she finds Tina so they can come and rescue her. The next day, Lilith travels to Pandora, where we learn that she was actually born on this planet but left as a child because of the harsh conditions. As Lilith begins her search, she notices someone secretly watching her from a distance. She continues onward and asks some children about Tina, discovering that soldiers took her to a location in the north. Lilith sets off in that direction. Along the way, she is ambushed by a gang, but with her sharp aim, she quickly takes out their vehicles, blasting the entire group. On Pandora, there are three main types of people: criminal gangs, ordinary citizens, and psychos who are completely insane and extremely dangerous. All of them are searching for the vault, adding to the chaos on the planet. After traveling for a while, Lilith stops to rest for the night. Suddenly, she hears movement nearby and instinctively shoots at the sound. To her surprise, a small robot named Claptrap appears. Claptrap is cheerful and happy-go-lucky, and he tells Lilith that he has been locked up for 36 years. However, as soon as Lilith arrived on the planet, he was reactivated, and his sole purpose is to assist her in every way possible. Lilith is shocked and asks Claptrap who programmed him like this, but he responds that he doesn't know. Whoever did it is likely someone who wants to help her. With no other option, Lilith agrees to let Claptrap accompany her and asks him to help find Tina. Claptrap has a special system that can scan the entire planet, making it possible to locate where Tina is hidden. The next day, after eliminating some goons, Lilith arrives at the location with a car. She finds herself in an area filled with junk, but inside one of the houses, she discovers numerous teddy bears and Tina hiding among them. Lilith tells Tina that her father sent her to rescue her. Tina pretends to go along with Lilith and even hands her a teddy bear, but it turns out to be a trap. The teddy bear explodes, and Tina uses the distraction to make a run for it. Lilith quickly chases after Tina, but Krieg shows up to protect her. A fierce fight breaks out between Krieg and Lilith. Lilith manages to injure Krieg and is about to take Tina when Commander Knox suddenly arrives with his army. It is revealed that Commander Knox works for Atlas, who had hired multiple people to find Tina. As the confrontation unfolds, Tina throws another explosive teddy bear, which causes chaos and buys her some time. Everyone scrambles to catch Tina, but Lilith manages to save her. Roland then arrives in his car and takes off with Tina, Lilith, Krieg, and Claptrap on board. Commander Knox's entire army chases after them, attacking relentlessly. Roland steps out of the car and begins firing back at the soldiers to hold them off. Meanwhile, Claptrap is at the wheel, and he cleverly stops the pursuing army by dropping a large bridge behind them. Just as they think they're safe and moving forward, a massive creature appears in their path. Seeing the danger, Roland quickly puts the car in reverse, but by then the entire army has caught up and surrounded them. Trapped with the giant creature in front and the army behind, Roland comes up with a risky plan. He shifts the car into full gear and speeds straight toward the creature. As they approach, the creature opens its enormous mouth. Seizing the moment, Roland launches 2 missiles directly into the creature's mouth, and their vehicle follows closely behind. A massive explosion occurs inside the creature, and miraculously, they burst out of its mouth, having escaped both the creature and the army. After escaping the creature and the army, they find a safe spot to change the car's tire. While they're working, Lilith confronts Tina, asking why she was kidnapped. Tina reveals that Atlas, her so-called father, has been keeping her imprisoned because he believes she is the only one who can open the Eurydice vault. Roland is also after the vault, and Tina willingly went with him to escape Atlas. Upon hearing this, Lilith becomes furious. Many people, including her own mother, had lost their lives searching for this vault. However, Tina explains that opening the vault requires 2 keys, one of which they already possess, and the other is being located by a scientist. Realizing she has no other choice, Lilith reluctantly agrees to join them, knowing that if she returns to Atlas, he will kill her. The group travels to a city called Century, where they learn that Atlas has placed a huge bounty on their heads. To avoid detection, they wear masks as they make their way to a club. Inside, they meet a woman named Moxie, who tells Lilith that her mother was a good person and believed Lilith was special. However, Lilith is still angry at her mother for abandoning her as a child and brushes off Moxie's words. Moxie then directs them to the scientist they're looking for. They finally reach the home of the scientist, Dr. Tanis, who is supposed to help them find the second key. Upon seeing Dr. Tanis, Lilith becomes visibly upset and shocked, triggering memories of her past. It is revealed that Lilith's mother was also searching for the vault and had left young Lilith in the care of Dr. Tanis, hoping the doctor would take her away from Pandora to safety. However, Dr. Tanis had sent Lilith away in a spaceship, but chose to return to Pandora herself, leaving Lilith to grow up alone. This abandonment forced Lilith to fend for herself from a young age, eventually becoming a bounty hunter to survive. Hearing this, Lilith's anger toward both Dr. Tanis and her mother deepens. Overwhelmed, she storms off to be alone on the terrace. While Lilith is on the terrace, Tina approaches her. Tina confides that Atlas isn't her real father. She was actually created in a lab. Atlas had found one of the keys to the vault a long time ago, but it was stained with Eurydice alien blood. Using this blood, he attempted to create many clones of the Eurydice. Tina was the only successful clone who could speak and function properly. As Tina shares her story, she begins to cry, revealing her fear that once Atlas gains access to the vault, he will continue to perform terrible experiments on her, just as he did with all the other failed clones. Seeing Tina's distress, Lilith feels deeply moved and promises that she won't let anything bad happen to her. The next day, Commander Knox and his men arrive, forcing Lilith, Roland, Tina, Krieg, and Dr. Tanis to set off in search of the next key. They travel through an underground acid tunnel and reach a dangerous area controlled by psycho gangs, the ones who have the key they need. Psychos are known to be extremely violent and unpredictable, so the group devises a plan. Claptrap will distract the psychos while the rest sneak in from behind. Inside, they find countless boxes, and the key could be hidden in any one of them. Despite the overwhelming number, Lilith manages to locate the box containing the key with surprising ease. Just as they steal the key and try to leave, the psychos hear a noise and are alerted to their presence. Suddenly, they are swarmed by psychos who begin attacking them, and all exits are sealed shut. A fierce battle ensues, with the group fighting off the psychos. In the chaos, they make their way to an old lift. After a struggle, they manage to get the lift working and start ascending. However, the psychos continue their relentless pursuit, and realizing the danger, Roland decides to stay behind to hold them off, buying time for the others. The lift shoots up rapidly, and when it finally reaches the top, it crashes apart, shattering into pieces. But instead of being injured or worse, the group suddenly finds themselves safely teleported to another location. They are astonished and realize it was Tina who teleported them, even though she herself is surprised by her newfound abilities. It's at this moment that it becomes clear. Tina is the true daughter of the Eurydice, possessing powers far beyond those of any human. It's night and everyone decides to rest. Dr. Tanis shows Lilith a map that reveals the vault's location. The map also has a symbol of the goddess Firehawk, the Eurydice protector of Pandora. Tina then explains that to open the vault, they actually need 3 keys. They already have 2 keys, and Tina herself is the 3rd key. But opening the vault might cause Tina to die, which shocks and worries Lilith. Later, when everyone is asleep, Claptrap brings Lilith the device that Atlas gave her at the start of their journey. Lilith is conflicted about whether to contact Atlas, knowing that both Dr. Tanis and Atlas want her dead. After thinking it over, she decides to break the device. But as soon as she does, a drone appears, projecting a message from Atlas. Atlas reveals that the device was actually a tracking device. He expected that Lilith might side with Tina, so he used the device to track her. He threatens that if she doesn't help them reach the vault, he'll kill her friends. The message cuts off, but Tina overhears the last part and mistakenly thinks Lilith is still working with Atlas. Feeling betrayed, Tina throws a bomb at Lilith and attacks her. Then the group leaves Lilith behind and flees during the night. Meanwhile, Roland, who stayed back to fight the psychos, is alive and well. He defeated the psychos and arrives at their location just after everyone everyone leaves. The next morning, Lilith wakes up with only Claptrap by her side. Claptrap tells her that the rest of the group has already left for a nearby village. Lilith finally reaches the village after a long journey with Claptrap. This village is actually her birthplace, and she becomes lost in old memories as she recognizes familiar surroundings. She remembers the day her mother handed her over to Dr. Tanis and sent her away on a spaceship. Lilith walks to her old home, and Claptrap scans a painting that young Lilith had made. Suddenly, Claptrap goes into a blackout and plays a recording from Lilith's mother. In the recording, Lilith's mother says that if Lilith is hearing this message, then she has already passed away. She reveals that she discovered Lilith was the daughter of Eurydice, a descendant of aliens, and had to send her away because it was not safe for her on Pandora. Her mother explains that the Claptrap robots were programmed to find Lilith if she ever returned and assist her in any way they could. She apologizes for leaving Lilith alone and expresses her love. Hearing this, Lilith breaks down in tears as the message ends. It's revealed that Lilith has always known she is the daughter of Eurydice, but she has no interest in the vault or its power. Meanwhile, the others arrive at the vault's location and try to open it using Tina as the key, but it doesn't work. Tina isn't the one who can open the vault. Atlas then arrives with Commander Knox and his entire army of psychos, capturing Tina. Atlas realizes Tina cannot open the vault, so he plans to conduct more experiments to create a more perfect version, even if it means sacrificing Tina's life. He orders his army to kill Dr. Tanis, Roland, and Krieg. Just then, Lilith and Claptrap arrive on the scene. Lilith finally reveals to everyone that she is the true daughter of Eurydice. Using her powers, she teleports down to confront Atlas. She makes a deal with him, offering to open the vault in exchange for her friends' freedom. Lilith uses the key, and suddenly all the stones come together, activating the ancient link. A powerful energy flows into Lilith, transforming her from human to Firehawk, the alien goddess. The transformation is stunning, with incredible effects as Lilith becomes a powerful, hawk-like figure. Seeing this, Atlas starts panicking and threatens her, demanding that she take him inside the vault or he will kill Tina. He attacks Lilith, and their battle begins. Atlas proves difficult to defeat because he is protected by a strong shield, and his shielded ship joins the fight, attacking everyone. Lilith tries her best to protect her friends, but the ship's relentless attacks start to weaken her. Gathering her strength, Lilith eventually overpowers the ship and destroys it, causing Atlas's army to retreat in fear. But in the chaos, Atlas grabs Tina and threatens Lilith again, forcing her to take him inside the vault. Lilith opens a passage and leads Atlas and Tina into the vault. Inside, they encounter a strange sight, floating cubes and advanced technology unlike anything they've ever seen. Atlas becomes obsessed with the sight, driven mad by the vault's secrets. Seizing the opportunity, Lilith secretly deactivates his shield. She then summons a powerful creature that traps Atlas inside the vault, imprisoning him there forever. Lilith rescues Tina and brings her safely out, ensuring that Atlas and his forces are destroyed for good. That evening, the group celebrates with a big party now that the vault has been opened and its secrets are known. Despite the excitement, Lilith decides not to spread the knowledge of her true identity as the daughter of Eurydice across the universe. She chooses to stay with her friends, valuing their bond over any power or fame. And with that, the story comes to a close. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.